Hello everyone. In this video, let's talk about transfer statements. So we can also call them as jumping statements. Okay. So what is the main purpose of these jumping statements in Python? They are used to alter the flow of a loop. Like you want to skip a part of a loop or to terminate a loop. Okay. So we have three types of transfer statements in Python. So they are break, continue, and pass. Okay. So these statements mainly we have to use if you want to change the flow of the loop. Okay. That means if you want to skip some part of a program in a loop. Okay. Or if you want to terminate a loop, then we can use these transfer statements. Okay. So we have three types: break, continue, and pass. So first coming to break statement. Okay. So whenever you are using this break statement within a loop, okay, so it will this break statement, what it will do means it will terminate from the current loop and it will execute the next statements which are written outside the loop. See here I is assigned with a 0. Okay. While this condition is true, okay, then it has to enter into the loop. Here within the loop I have written if else condition. So if this condition is equal, if I is equal to 4, then it has to break. Break means what is the main purpose of this statement? Break statement, it will terminate the loop and it will execute the next statement. That means so here if else block is within the while loop, right? So whenever we are using the break statement here, if this condition gets met, it will terminate from the while loop and it will execute the next statement outside the loop. That is this print goodbye statement will be executed. Okay. So let me show the execution of this one. Okay. Go to Python idle. So go to a file, open a new file. So see here. So save the program, save as. Okay. Now run the module. So see here. So first initially I is assigned with 0. 0 is less than or equal to 5. Condition is true. While condition is true. Right? So it enters into the loop. If 0 is equal to 4, condition false. So it comes to the else block and it will print the value of I, that is 0 is printed on the output screen. Now I is assigned with 1, right? I equal to I plus 1 means I equal to 0 plus 1, that is 1. Again it enters into the cursor goes into the for loop. While loop. So 1 is less than or equal to 5. The condition is true. If 1 is equal to 4, condition gets false. So it comes to the else block and it will print the value of 1 on the output screen. Now I becomes 2. Again while loop is while condition is true. It enters into the if block. Condition is failed. So else block it comes to the else block and it print the value of 2 on the output screen. Again I becomes 3. Okay. Condition while loop is true. But if block condition is false. So 3 is printed on the output screen. Now I becomes 4. So enters into the while loop. 4 is less than or equal to 5. True. If 4 equal to 4, if block is true. So it breaks. That means it will terminate out of the loop and it will execute the statement which is written outside the loop. That is goodbye is executed. So 0, 1, 2, 3, goodbye is the output. Okay. So that's about the break with respect to while loop. Now let's execute for loop also. So next let's execute the break statement. within the for loop. So go to Python idle. Open a new file. Okay. So maximize the screen. Okay. So now save the program. Okay. So now run the module. Okay. So here you have to follow indentation, otherwise you will get errors. See here. Yes. So here I have taken a for loop, a variable. Okay, character is my variable. In hello is the string which I have taken. Okay, if a character is equal to e, okay, you have to break. Otherwise, if this condition is not true, it comes to the else block and it will print the character. Okay, so first character variable is assigned with h, right? So if character equal to e, condition is failed. So it comes to the else block and it will print h on the output screen. Again, the cursor goes to the for loop. Now character is now assigned with e, right? If character equal to e, that is the condition is true. If block condition is true, so it has to break. That means it has to terminate the loop. So it will come out of the loop and it will print welcome on the output screen. So h welcome is the output. Okay, so that's about the break statement. Okay, now let's talk about the continue statement. So this continue statement, it is used to skip the rest of the code inside a loop for the current iteration only. So whenever you are using this keyword continue, so what it will do means it will skip the rest of the code. Okay, within the loop it will skip the rest of the code for that iteration only. Okay, so it skips the rest of the code and it returns the control back to the top of the loop. Okay, so we can use this continue both in a while loop as well as in for loop also we can use this continue statement. So the syntax for this continue statement is just use the keyword continue. Okay, so here I have taken one example program. So let me execute that program first. For better understanding, let me execute the program and explain. Okay, so go to Python idle. So open a new file. See here, for letter in hello, if letter equals to e, continue. Else print letter. Print some message. Goodbye. Okay, so this is the program. So save the code. Okay, now run the module. So see here, this is the output I got. So let me explain this program. Okay, so here within the for loop I have used if else condition. Okay, so first initially for letter is my variable. So in hello, this is the sequence, this is the string I have taken here. So first initially the letter variable is assigned with h, right? So if letter equals to e, okay, the condition failed because letter is assigned with h, not with e, right? So it goes to the else block and it will print that letter, that is h, on the output screen. So I got h, right? Now the control goes back to the for loop. Now letter is assigned with e. After h I have e variable, right? So after h I have e. So now letter is assigned with e. So if letter equal to e, so both letter and e are equal, this condition is true. Continue. So here I am using the keyword continue. So what happens? It will skip the rest of the code. For that current iteration, it will skip the rest of the code. And whenever we are using the continue, the control goes back to the loop. Okay. So now letter is assigned with L, right? So if block fails because letter is not equal to E, right? Letter is L. So it comes to the else block and it will print the value of letter, that is L value is printed on the output screen. Again now control goes back to the for loop. Now letter is assigned with again this L. If block failed, so it comes to the else block and print the letter L on the output screen, right? Now the control goes back to the for loop and now letter is assigned with O. So here if block failed and it comes to the else block and O is printed on the output screen. So again the control goes back to the for loop. Now letter is no more alphabets are there, right here. So the control comes out from the for loop. So here in the outside I have given a print statement. So that print statement is printed on the output screen. Goodbye. So like this continue statement will execute the program. Okay, if you use continue, what happens? It will skip the rest of the code for the current iteration and also it moves the control back to the top of the loop. That is the function of this continue statement. Okay. Now let's talk about the pass statement. So this pass statement, it is used to write empty loops and it is used for empty control statements, functions and classes. It is also used as a placeholder for future use. So what is meant by a placeholder means, that means you are using a loop. Suppose for example, here I consider this example. Here I have taken two variables A and B. A is assigned with 2 and B is assigned with 5. And here I am going to write some condition. Okay. So if A greater than B, if this condition is true, I am not going to write any code. What it has to do? If the condition is true, okay, what is the code? Okay, I am not going to write anything now. So I want to write in the future. Okay, so that means I want to hold this place for the future. To write the code for the future code, I have to hold this place. That is called as a placeholder. So in such conditions, you can just use pass, because I am not going to define the code now. Okay, if the condition is true or if the condition is false, what happens? I am not going to write now. Okay, I am not going to specify any code now, but I can write in the future. Okay, so if I use pass here, then that place is hold for the future code. Okay, not only here, we can use it in loops or in class definitions, in function definitions, in conditional statements. Okay, in all these areas you can use, because you should not leave that space empty. If you leave that space empty without writing any code, empty code is not allowed, right? Now you will get an error message. So to avoid that error message, okay, if you use pass, whenever this pass statement is executed, nothing happens. But you can just avoid of getting an error message. Okay, as empty code is not allowed, If you leave it empty, you will get some error message. To avoid that error message, you can just use this pass keyword. Okay. So this pass keyword is mainly, it is a placeholder for future use. Okay. So that's about the pass keyword. Thank you.